baby, I was like, y'all can keep this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Gabrielle. I make content about natural hair, lifestyle, and a little bit more. So if you like that, subscribe to my channel and join the family. Let's get into this video. So as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about things they don't tell you about Boho Knotless Braids. More specifically, my experience with Boho Knotless Braids and what I didn't know before I got Boho Knotless Braids. So first and foremost, little backstory. I didn't start doing Boho Knotless Braids until like mid-2023. Can I speak? Mid-2023. Was I about to say that? I don't know. I feel like I be talking too fast. I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth sometimes. So I didn't start doing Boho Knotless Braids until mid-2023. And by that time, I think they were already popping. Like they were already trending. Maybe like a year or so before that, or maybe 2 years, I'm not sure. But I hadn't done Boho Knotless Braids yet. I was stuck to my normal, just free, low maintenance braids, right? But Boho Knotless Braids are so cute, and they were always so cute. So I started slowly dipping my toe in the water in like 2023. The first thing I did was, I usually do my own braids. Now, I used to go to braiders all the time, but when I was living in Tampa at that time in 2023, my braider, actually from Virginia, and I need to find her. Because I haven't been able to find her Instagram, but my braider at the time, she was from Virginia and she lived in Florida. She had left me. She literally left me like end of 2022, and I just started doing my own knotless braids. Now, I already knew how to do braids. I had been doing braids on myself since like high school, maybe middle school. So I knew how to do my own braids, but I had to learn how to do knotless braids, which wasn't hard. Like start your braid, add the pieces. I already knew how to add pieces in, so it wasn't hard to add pieces from the root. So I would do my own braids. Anyway, back to 2023. I was slowly inching towards adding and incorporating the boho style. So that was like June. I did my own boho knotless braids, and I did like, well, my mom, she did a stitch heart on the side of my head, and I slowly put like little pieces, and I think I only put them in the front because I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't want to have any issues, especially because I had heard girls before talking about tangling, and if it's synthetic, then it's like you only have like a week in it. But I got natural hair. I mean real hair, so human hair. I got human hair for the style, so I wasn't concerned with like the longevity of it. But like I said, I didn't know what to expect. So yeah, in June of 2023, I put little bitty pieces in my hair just to like introduce myself to boho. It was real cute. I had the little curls coming down. I actually went to a wedding, so I had my hair in like a bun, which is my signature style, I swear. I had my hair in a bun. I had the little curly pieces coming down, and I was like, oh, this is cute. Now, mind you, this is not throughout my whole head. Like I said, I believe it was only in the front. I'll insert some pictures and videos, but it was only in the front, so it was kind of just like an introduction to boho. I believe by the end of, like throughout 2024, I was considering like doing boho. I still hadn't done boho for real, like at all. I don't even think, because I did other styles after that. Let me go back to 2023. I did other styles after that. I did locks, faux locks. I'm really good at doing my own faux locks. I did invisible locks, I think that's what it's called. I did invisible locks. I don't think even then I was incorporating any curly pieces or anything like that. What I would do though with my faux locks would, I would sometimes when I'm wrapping the curly hair, because I would get very, very curly hair, which is I think what you're supposed to do anyway. I would get curly hair, and when I'm wrapping it, I'll take a piece out and let it hang a little bit, and then I'll continue to wrap. So like little pieces that kind of flow, little curly pieces would kind of flow throughout the faux locks. So I was kind of incorporating that style before I actually did with braids, because I would do faux locks before 2023, before that even happened. So I would incorporate it. Then after seeing the girls do like the boho braids, I would do it with my locks. So I never did it with braids at that point. And I feel with locks, it was less maintenance. I don't know why. I'm not sure why, but I do feel like it was less maintenance So yeah, fast forward to 2024. That was the first time I actually got boho braids, and I did them myself. Again, I did them for my post-birthday activities, which I did the braids at the end of October, so like around October 20th or something. I did my own boho braids. They were cute. I think I talked about them in another video. I did them. I wasn't certain about them, especially the color. It wasn't the style itself. It was the color. I did like 427 30 blend hair, and then I did color 4 curls. I was so uncertain, but it came out so cute, and especially on my skin tone, like the whole dye match your skin tone, or the color of your hair match your skin tone type of thing. That was the type of vibe, but I had the highlight of the 27. Was it 27 or was it 613? I think it was a mix of 427 613, not 427 30. I think it was 427 613. So that highlight of blind, and then I had the color 4. So it was cute, but I was skeptical leading up to the point where I actually finished the style. That was the first time I did like full-blown boho knotless braids. And baby, I was like, y'all can keep this. Because like I said, I'm used to my normal braids, like just straight braids. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do nothing but wash my hair, scalp, treat with oil, whatever I need to do. Boho, like the maintenance on boho, it's so cute though. It's like, it's so cute, and sometimes it's so worth it, but like you really have to maintain and like do your hair. And the whole point of a protective style and a low maintenance style is for you not to do any maintenance. Like that's the whole point. But boho is so cute, right? All right, so the first thing, I'm not gonna say they don't tell you, because we were definitely warned, right? Like the style been out for years now. I'm pretty sure everybody knows like the cons to having boho knotless braids. But on the subject of the maintenance, right? The tangling would be my 13th reason for sure. Like, and then it also depends on the type of curly hair that you get. Like that definitely matters. You have to get like good human hair to do this. Like if the bundles that you get in are low grade, your style is going to be low grade for sure. Another thing, I'm gonna go by steps. So number 1 is the tangling. Number 2, them not lasting as long. So obviously you have human hair hanging from your curls or hanging from your braids, so it's incorporated into the braids. It's not going to last as long because you have to maintain the curly hairs on your head, and it's going to tangle, it's going to wrap around the braids, so you have to continuously pull them apart, separate them, put mousse on them, do this, do that to make sure it still looks good, as opposed to regular braids where you're not even having to do all of that. Like the most you got to do is run some mousse down, run some water down, and you're good to go. That's another thing that's crazy. It's crazy. Number 3, sleeping. Going to sleep, making sure that you tie your hair down and all that stuff. Again, with braids, you can kind of get away with not tying your hair down. You shouldn't go to sleep without tying your hair down, but you can get away with it. If you go to sleep without tying your hair down with braids, with boho knotless braids, I don't know what to tell you. You have to do so much work. Like I mentioned in the video, tie your hair down with a scarf to keep this part flat, right? But then you have the length of it. You can either sleep in a bonnet and let it get messy and tangled. And now it does depend on length too, because I've been sleeping in a bonnet with this. Like I'll tie my hair down and I'll put a bonnet on top and I'll be fine. But the longer the hair is, the more of a mess you'll have sleeping in a bonnet. So it is recommended to use like those long bonnets or braid bonnets that actually go down the length of your hair to prevent the tangling and the frizz and all that stuff. But you can also like braid your hair down, like wet it and braid it down. Basically like when you would braid weave or braid your hair, you want your hair to wave up. Braid it down before you go to sleep. Sleep with it in a bun so that it's not tangled. Like there's so many things that you have to do to make sure your hair isn't tangling while you're asleep. That is also crazy to me. Because regular braids, you don't have to worry about that. Number 4, having to trim. Now this is just for me, this is my experience. With this bob, I've had to trim like 3 or 4 times since I've gotten it done. especially with the synthetic pieces. So my hair is 50% human hair, 50% synthetic, or maybe really 75% synthetic, 25% human. But with these pieces, they dry out sometimes, or they get too long. Like they'll stretch out because it's obviously not gonna hold the curl for too long. So I would have to trim it to make sure that my hair is even, and that's another thing that I wouldn't necessarily have to do if I had regular braids. But that also just goes to the point of, regardless if I had human hair in this style, if I curled the ends of synthetic hair, eventually you'd have to do something to maintain it because it's not real hair. So the curl might fall. You might have to re-rod them, re-flexi rod, re-perm rod them. It's just a lot of things that come with synthetic hair, as well as the whole style of boho braids in general. Let's talk about number 5, which is the style being hard to maintain and kind of expensive. So we've already talked about the maintenance, but the expensive aspect of the style. So having to buy curly hair, having to add that curly hair to your style if you go to a braider who already has the hair on hand. Like, the style can get very expensive. I paid $250 for this. It was a special. I do think that the place that I go to, and again, I just moved here, so I'm finding new places, finding things, but I'm gonna get my hair done again at this place. But the place that I went to, they had a special going on, so I can't imagine how much it is without the special. I can't imagine how much it is with the solo braider girls doing braids in the DMV, or just in general, because I know in Houston, they're charging. I think I've seen the price for boho braids, especially like mid-back or to your butt or to your waist or whatever. That should be over like $400, $500. Not to mention that regular braids already be like $200, $300. So when you add curly hair into it, the fact that it's human curly hair, which means you're paying more because it's not synthetic, it's just a whole another tax bracket, right? Now, if you decided to go the cheaper route, especially if you don't intend to keep your hair in for a long time, you can go with synthetic hair. You can get some really good synthetic curly hair, but your hair not gonna last. You're gonna get a good 2 weeks out of it before it's like, all right, it's time for this shit to come out. So you definitely have to be mindful of pricing when you're getting boho, and the length and the density. And when you want to get really, really, really good curly hair, you're going to pay additional for the curly hair and then for the style. Now, if you do it yourself, it's cheap. So you don't really have to worry about that. You just buy the curly hair, you buy the synthetic hair, which synthetic hair at beauty supply stores, I haven't been to one in a minute, but synthetic hair to connect along be like $5 a pack. So you're paying like $5 a pack for your synthetic hair, and then your bundles, I think the most I've seen, depending on how many bundles you get, or one bundle, the most I've seen is like $80, $90. And then you gotta add how many bundles you get, and how dense you want your hair to be, how curly you want, how curly you want your hair to be. You want more curls than braids, you want braids than curls. All that stuff factors into this style. And again, you gotta do all that for regular braids. This is not a complaint video, I promise. I love this hairstyle down, and I love this bob look. But let's be real. This style definitely is for the girls that get it. Okay. Let's go to number 6. Back to the curly hair pieces. They're shedding. This goes to the grade of your hair. Is it raw? Is it Brazilian? Is it, like the actual grade of the hair? If your hair is shedding a lot, probably got low grade hair, right? I have low grade hair in this style. Like, it's been shedding since the first time I washed it. It wasn't shedding before that, but since I washed it, it's been shedding like crazy. Bundles that are a little bit more expensive, they do still shed, but not as much. Like, you can run your fingers through your hair, and it's not gonna. Yes, it is. You can run your fingers through your hair, and it's not going to shed. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna look in the little thing real quick, but you can run your fingers through your hair, and it's not gonna shed. This is like 3 strands. That might not be bad to most, but that's just now. So I can't imagine how much has been shedding throughout the day. That's another thing. It be shedding throughout the day. I be at work finding pieces of hair. So yeah, the type of hair you get matters because you don't want your hair shedding all over the place. All right. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about the washing process. Now, some people don't wash their hair when they got protective styles in, but we're not going to talk about that. Actually, no, we are going to talk about that. Y'all need to be washing your hair when y'all got protective styles in. Just because it's supposed to be a low maintenance style and you have your hair braided, or you have your hair in faux locks, or you have your hair in this and you have your hair in that, don't mean that you don't get to wash your hair, or that you don't have to wash your hair. You do have to wash your hair, whether it's once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. If you keep it in for a long time, you should still be washing your hair. You should still be washing your hair. But to the topic at hand, washing your hair with this style in will, one, make it even heavier than it would be if it was just regular braids, and then two, it's kind of harder to get to your scalp because of all of the curly hair. Now again, that goes back to the density, because this isn't a lot of curly hair. Like, I don't have a lot of curly hair in here, but I've seen girls where majority of their hair in the boho style is curls. So I can imagine that it's a lot harder to get to the scalp with a lot of curly hair versus if it were majority braids than it were curls. I love the style though. I love the style down. Like I said, I love the bob and I can't wait to get it longer. I had it longer, which I should have shown in a clip. I've had it longer. I've had it down to my butt. And yeah. Oh, let me talk about that. That experience when I did it for the first time. Again, I did like the style, but it was a hassle. It was a lot of maintenance. It was very full. I had it full. Like my curls was all throughout my hair. So I definitely know firsthand like how hard it is to not only wash my hair, it being heavy, the tangling, the shedding, but it was a vibe. It was a vibe. For my first time and me doing it myself, it was a vibe. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all pet peeves and cons are when it comes to Boho Knotless braids. I have a couple friends who was like, I would never get Boho Knotless braids, and they still have yet to this day and have gotten boho braids because they understand the maintenance and everything that comes with maintaining this hair. I just said that. They understand the maintenance and what comes with this hairstyle, and I get it. Like, I get the girls who are like, I'm never getting that style ever. And every now and then I have my moments where I'm like, I had my run with it. It was a good run. Now I want to go back to my regular braids. Like, at this point, actually these are about to come out. I'm thinking like, is my next braid style going to be boho, or am I just going to get regular braids? Because I do love a good set of regular braids, and then I don't have to worry about maintaining how it looks, and then if I'm going to take it out earlier than I would if they were regular braids. The next set that I get, I would like to keep in for about 2.5 months. So I'm kind of in between whether I want my hair to be cute and curly or do I want just my regular braids. But yeah guys, y'all drop a comment. Y'all let me know what y'all hate about Boho Knotless braids. Again, it's not a complaint video. This is a Boho stan page. But the reality is it's a style that requires a lot of time, a lot of maintenance, a lot of TLC, tender loving care. But let me know what y'all dislike. I ain't gonna say hate, that's a strong word. Let me know what y'all dislike about boho braids, but most importantly, let me know what y'all love about boho braids. Tell me all of your tips and tricks. Let me know what y'all do to maintain your hair. Tell me if you're washing your hair weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. Let me know. Let me know what y'all are using to maintain your hair. I would love to know. Drop some comments. And yeah, I will see y'all on my next video.